great idea. Let's gin up a lot of interest in the Kamala event, and then, against the backdrop of the World Series, against the backdrop of Joe Rogan's interview with Trump landing, which is going to keep people firmly in front of their phones, in front of their computers, watching, as 25 million people already have after one day. And let's do a bait and switch. Let's present the fact that Beyonce is going to be performing.
We have some big news to share for the Harris campaign and the Beehive. None other than Beyonce will appear with Vice President Harris tomorrow in Texas, we're learning, and NBC's Aaron Gilchrist is covering the Harris campaign today from Georgia, where she's set to appear with Bruce Springsteen. Aaron, the boss today, Queen Bee tomorrow. What more do we know?
This is news that a lot of people have been waiting to hear, whether or how Beyonce might show her support for Vice President Harris. And we have learned from three sources our team has that Beyonce will appear with Vice President Harris tomorrow in Houston, Texas. And the source says that Beyonce will perform during that appearance.
And then she talks for 4 minutes about abortion and exits the stage, as many people do. And let's see the aftermath of what Kamala faced after the bait and switch. Yep. Because this is what we're going to get from this administration. This is a bait and switch move towards the center. As Bernie Sanders has told us, she's got to say what it takes to get elected. And once again, she's demonstrating how she's going to perform in office. It's the bait and switch, because we're going to get those same radical leftist policies that are destroying our nation today. And this is absolutely representative of the actions that they are going to be taken while in power. Bait and switch. Lie, get your interest, get your hopes up, and then go back to the same policies once again that are creating the rift and divide in our nation. Everything from DEI and giving people jobs based on their skin color, which personally I think is racist. I want to give it to the best person possible, the most qualified, meritorious individual. But she wants to give it to you based on race. So go ahead, as I've always said, I can play basketball pretty well. I'm a good player. I'm nowhere near NBA level, but because of my race, you should only be considering a white point guard for your team. Therefore, I'm in the running. I might not be as good as Steph Curry, but I'm pretty good. Maybe I can play in the NBA. Hey, all it takes is for me to get the same treatment that Kamala Harris got in terms of being hired for her race, for her gender. And soon enough, I will be entertaining you all on the NBA court as I turn the ball over every other trip down the court. Because there are players that are better than me, and there are players that are better than Kamala. But it's the bait and switch that I want to concentrate once again upon, because this is what we're going to get from this administration upcoming should they cheat her way in, because I don't believe that there's any possibility that Kamala wins an honest election at this standpoint, and I think y'all know it. The only question is, how are they going to attempt to cheat? And once again, I tell you that I was able to register to vote in the state of Nevada despite providing no ID and no affiliation, no address to the state. Yes, I do have a house in Nevada, and that is where we stayed the last time that we were in the United States, so I do have ties, but I did not have to offer proof of this in order to register to vote, meaning that there are going to be tons of Democrats who are strategically deciding to vote in Nevada in a similar manner. This is why IDs are an absolute must. But it's the bait and switch that I'm worried about, that I'm telling y'all are going to get. We are going to get nonstop destruction in the United States by way of DEI, by way of destroying our military, by illegal aliens flooding across our border and taking away the resources of taxpayers in the form of food stamps, in the form of housing being provided to them, and cash directly onto cards being given to them that are your tax dollars. This is what we're going to have a continuation of, and the moderation is fake. Bait and switch the same way they did with Beyonce. Peace.